Hi, welcome to the show. I'm Suzanne Lynn. So excited about today's show. We're speaking with Donovan Moser. He wrote a book called Kobe Day. Welcome, Donovan.
Hello, thank you for having me, Suzanne.
Absolutely. And Donovan, Kobe, obviously Kobe Bryant. You love the basketball star, right?
Yes, love him. Big fan of his, on and off the court.
Mm, mm. And you actually, before we talk about the book, you had a great experience in meeting him and sharing your book with him. I thought it would be great if we could start off with that story.
Oh yes, it was an amazing experience. It was actually a funny experience how that came to be. I was doing a book fair out here in Inglewood, California, and one of the one of my fellow authors, we met each other, and she said, this is a great story. She was really intrigued by the illustrations and different things like that, and she asked me if I knew about the upcoming book fair that was happening in Orange County, which is the Orange County Children's Book Festival. I told her that I had been there before, but I didn't know anything about the upcoming one. So she said that Kobe would actually be there. So I said, wow, I would love to go there and present my books as well. But you needed a bit of a plug in. You needed to either be a part of an organization or you needed to be invited. So I contacted the director, someone I was familiar with, and I let him know my backstory and told him how the story has just evolved into something bigger than I ever imagined. And he was in awe, and he gave me an opportunity, and he threw me in a small corner, and it was actually it actually worked out. I was close to Kobe's camp and where he presented his book, so I was able to go through a few more loops. But Kobe and I met. I shared my book with him. He shared his book with me. He signed mine, and he thanked me for just a kind gesture. It was just an amazing experience, and it was surreal, and I was so happy that I was able to accomplish that.
And he said to his assistant when he took your book, what did he say?
He said, "Please put this in my personal belongings. Please put this in my personal things." At the time, when you walked through, you couldn't bring anything, no pictures, no anything. He was just signing, so I was able to actually present my book to him, and he said, "Thank you for this." So I just thought that was amazing.
Talk about what Kobe's meant to you in your life that you would write a children's book about him.
I mean, just his persona. Of course, I was a basketball player growing up. I played multiple sports, basketball being my favorite. But as you grow older, you start to learn about the backstory and
Mm.
all the preparation and hard work that goes into just his work ethic. And then I was able to be a part of a Los Angeles homeless walk, something that he was an ambassador for almost a decade. A lot of people didn't know that. So I was able to actually see all the things that he was providing for the city of Los Angeles, and it just made me just admire him even more so than a basketball player.
He was really just like a great mentor, a leader for you, right? You just kind of
Oh,
wanted to
he
be
was
like him?
absolutely. I definitely aspire to be like him. Like I said, not just on the basketball court, just his tenacity and his work ethic, but just also his entrepreneurial, endeavors that he did. He was able to, like I said, I mentioned the Los Angeles homeless walk, and he was also able to write stories, which I thought was just so ironic because I was into the same thing. So he was just awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's talk about the book because this is a children's book and it's
Yes.
a great read.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've got a lot of good feedback from it. Children and adults, they love it, from the illustrations to the story itself. It's just a story about it's about a little boy and his adventure. He goes on an adventure to see exactly what his favorite player, Kobe Bryant, might do to celebrate Kobe Day, which is a day out in Los Angeles and now worldwide that we celebrate just his legacy. And it just goes through different occupations, funny occupations such as a zoologist and a locomotive, train conductor. I don't want to tell too much. I don't want to
Right,
spoil it,
right.
but it's just a great story, not just in my opinion, but based on Amazon reviews and Goodreads and different things like that.
It's kind of making him a superhero, right? Taking him in different careers. Is that
Yes,
right?
yes, and that's what the story is garnered around. The little boy in my story, he sees Kobe as a superhero. He doesn't see him as just a basketball player. He sees him as someone that can just do anything that he puts his mind to, because I mean, at the end of the day, he really could.
Hmm. Let's just touch on the death of him. That day that he passed. That must have been just really profound and so sad on a different level than just generally speaking.
Yes, you know, being someone that tries to share his legacy with others. I live it, daily, just thinking about him and all of the things that he's done. But it really hit me a little bit closer to home because, again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the interview, I wasn't supposed to be at the book festival, and that happened in October of 2019.
Mm.
I wasn't supposed to
Wow.
be there, and I wrote the story several years before, um, before the book was actually published. And I almost wanted to give up. I didn't get as many, things going as I wanted to. Some of the things I failed a couple of times, but I just persevered and I decided to carry on with the book itself. And then I looked up into the opportunity of being able to present in October, and then just 90 days later, less than
Wow.
90 days later, I hear, of the tragic news, and I just had so many different emotions, Suzanne. To be quite honest, I didn't
Yeah.
know whether to thank, you know, just be thankful for the opportunity that we had, or to grieve. And I did that for a very long time, to
Yeah.
be honest. And just learning now after his passing of all the lives he touched and all the people that he, came in contact with. I've met a lot of influencers and different things now since he's passed, and it's just amazing, and it's hard to not grieve, but
Yeah.
it's also difficult to not see him in a positive light. So it was tough for me. I had a
Yeah.
lot of, I had a vision to continue to work with him, um, but we weren't able to do that.
But Donovan, you're doing some things that I think if he knew, he'd be so proud of. Can you talk about your organization and how you're helping to just make that positive impact on kids?
Yeah, I have an organization called WIN, which is an acronym for We're Important Now. It's just an organization that supports youth and just pushes the youth to be better individuals and to
Mm,
grow and to strive for to be the greatest version of themselves.
mm.
We have basketball camps, we have mentorship, we have a lot of different things that go into the youth organization. And Kobe is, honestly, he's at the forefront of the reasons why I do that. His impact on the youth is something that I would like to carry on, and I just pretty much live by his mantra, which is, to be better than you were yesterday. And I just try my best to encourage and push the youth that I do have contact with on a daily basis to just continue to strive to be the best.
It almost feels like his spirit is with you in your organization.
Absolutely, and the
Mm,
kids feel it. I talk about Kobe, like he was an uncle, and I talk about Kobe as if he's still here. So they love it, and they've learned a lot about him.
So as we sign off, the interview goes way too quick. We're talking with Donovan Moser about Kobe Day. First of all, how can people get a hold of you if they're interested in Win?
Well, you can contact me through my email, which is from the mind of a child at gmail.com. Our Instagram, I'm sorry, our Twitter is Win Youth Books. So you can find us there. Our Instagram, Kobe Day Book, pretty easy. And besides that, just I'm internet. I guess that's
Yep.
the best way to, contact me. But Gmail, my social media accounts, those are great ways to contact us.
That's great. Kobe Day by Donovan Moser on Amazon and a lot of other places. Donovan, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you for sharing your thoughts and your life about Kobe with us.
Suzanne, thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate the time.